Hi everybody, I'm Degenerate, and welcome back to The Price of Flesh. Today we're doing Mason, which was requested route. Mason's route is rather hard because the only way to win is to barely see him, because if you see him, you die. You barely get to see him, so how was anybody supposed to be able to swoon over Mason if he doesn't pop up? So let's get to it. But before that, I would like to show how much I love this game and all the other games before it by the same creator. Got to about. So as you can see on the corner of the screen is my badge of honor of me finishing the DLC, like the good het that I am. Wink wink. So as you can see, there's a badge up there, right? But I also have a physical copy of said badge. I gotta zoom in. Perfect. So cool. It's, well, can I even? Obviously it's metal. Why would I even do that? That was dumb. Moving on. We have 3 hearts. And if anyone is an avid fan of Boyfriend to Death 1 and 2, some of you may know what I'm talking about. Let's start with the first one, the icon, right? Strayed. That's Strayd's heart right there. That's from the ending where he loves you too much. Moving on. This is basically the same heart, but with a paw print around it. You can guess who that is. It's Ren. Next is everyone's favorite necrophiliac, Lawrence. Damn, this shit is like super dark. It's a heart with vines around it. It's when you get one of his endings, something to do with the river. Moving on. We have multiple keychains. I'm an avid fan of keychains, so it doesn't matter what it is, I want it. Of course, Ren. Come on, guys. The good, and then the evil. This was the first run of that one. Same art style. It's just, you know, the good and the evil. So that one was barely seen. Go back. My camera's ass. No guys, it's not all Ren. Calm down. Dang. We have the new ones, which I had to get. Now this one is the 3D one with the blood on it. You could barely see it. I posted it somewhere, probably on Instagram. And of course we have this one. I had to get this so quick. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, it was in everyone's carts the first day, so I had to get it. There's nothing different on the back. It's literally the same thing. And it lights up, but I'm not turning it on because you can't turn it off. So once those batteries run out, you're done. All right. No more Ren. Yeah, these got scratch marks. I like to peel off the paper, that's why. Derek. Because why not? That's the only other one that I have that isn't Ren. And then of course I had to get the game logo. So cool. The only one with a gold keychain. And then yeah, that was my little cute little show and tell of all the Boyfriend to Death merch I have and the Price of Flesh merch. I actually have one more piece of merch, but it's in there. I'll put a picture up right about now of what it is. I want no judgment. So we're gonna do the whole game, like from start to finish, the auction and everything, because I don't know, I think I didn't skip the auction when I first did it, the DLC. Our name is YN, obviously, and we're gonna do the auction for anybody who's never seen the auction or really enjoys that part. So yeah, I want to do it in meme lord mode. I guess I will still. So I'm putting that on. Editing can be done. I can censor it like always. So we're beginning at the auction, and we're gonna be honest about our answers. All right. Hey. She's waking up. Oh, just a sec. Something was pressed against my face. I barely had time to register the sound of a car's engine before I passed out again. Let's get that mic close because... Whoa. Where am I? I looked down horrified to see only shackles. I couldn't see anyone else. But I passed out. Why not, right? Now, for those who don't know the mechanics of this game, or are new, I guess, to it, because when I posted the price of flesh, I kind of just dove right into it because I was so excited. This game doesn't have a heart system. I think yeah, especially not when it comes to this Mason. We have a status now. We used to, but we used to have one, but it's just more different, you know, because we used to just have the 2 bars, sanity, and the health. Now we have health, sanity, food, and energy, as well as our temperature, body temperature, and we also get, depending on the environment, we get to see what time of day it is, or if it's day, if it's night, you know. We have a cute little inventory. We also have a map for some places, not all. And then there's actions, because not all the choices will be in the middle. Most of them will be in actions. And that's what's messed me up with this guy. So yes, that's everything that's new. Let's move on. It's cold. Huh? I can't see. I took a moment to try to get my bearings. I'm lying down, my hands are tied, and I'm blindfolded. I pushed down at the wave of panic rising in my chest. I'm wearing something warm, but a cold wind is biting at my face and hands. I'm definitely outside. Oh. My panic exploded from my control as I heard the gruff voice and heavy footsteps approaching. Look at you, already awake. I felt the nudge of a boot and tried to get away from it. None of this matters. Like, none of this is going to dictate anything in the future, so let's just stay still. I gulped and stayed still, trying to calm myself. I can't panic now. Looks like you're about ready, eh? Eh? I could hear the heavy footsteps slowly circling my body. No, the suits gave me a name for you. YN, is that right? Before I could answer, he continued. Anyway, suppose we might as well have it even. You can call me Mason if you're the talking sort. Now I'm gonna be taking the blindfold off. Stand up. If you say it like that... Yes. I might as well comply. It's not like I have much of a choice. I awkwardly scrambled before managing to get into a kneeling position. Let's stay there. Let's stay there. Just for a little while. It's not gonna take too long. I took a deep breath and shakily got onto one foot, then the other. I half expected him to say something about how long I was taking, yet I only heard silence. He's not the talking sort, I guess. The crunch of a twig told me he'd gotten very close. That's better. He's a bit of a flirt. A hand gripped my blindfold. Yeah! I stepped back as my eyes adjusted. God damn, you're big. Someone ate their Wheaties. This is meme lord mode, so that is not in the original route. My eyes darted everywhere, trying to get as much information as I could. I looked down at myself and saw clothing I've never seen before. I was wearing a warm outfit and coat. What the hell? Yep. It's a little late in the year. How are you warm? My attention snapped back to him. Your job is to survive. The mountain's a dangerous place, understand? I do actually, yes. To my surprise, he held out a small backpack. Supplies. For the mountain. Let's like stand here like a dummy. Take it. How about no? Oh, remember when I said I follow instructions? I didn't move. Frozen up, huh? I flinched as he suddenly grabs the front of my coat and shirt. He pulled me with such strength that I couldn't help but panic. You see what happens when we don't listen? When we don't obey? We get treats like this. Shh, I got you. My squirming was Yo, if I was white, I'd be as red as a tomato right now. My squirming was weak and useless from the cold and whatever they used to knock me out. He reached the backpack over one of my arms. He forcibly gave it to us. Nice, nice, nice. Then he simply let me go. Alright. He grabbed something from behind him. So aggressive. Oh my gosh. Twiddling my thumbs over here. Run. Nice, 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 nice. I turned around screaming internally at my body to move faster. I stumbled over roots, cursing my stiff legs. The f*** was that? A crossbow? Just as I began to manage my muscles and the pounding blood in my ears, I heard a crack in front of me. I glanced to the side just in time to see a crossbow bolt lodged deep in a tree beside me. He has the worst aim. I ran even faster than I knew I could. He's trying to kill me. That's about right. I don't know how long I ran for. I ran until my lungs felt like they were full of glass shards. I slowed, but I kept moving, sucking in the cold air and forcing my aching limbs to move. Something caught my dragging feet and I fell to the ground. I laid there, shaking, trying to process what was happening. I listened for him. Nothing. Just wind through the trees. I took a few deep breaths and looked around myself. Everything looked the same, just trees and mountains. I held my arms close and tried to stay calm. The autumn cold was biting. It's colder than it looks out here. I have to find some way to get warm or that crossbow will be the least of my problems. That was a bit of a doozy. It's pretty obvious what we were going to pick right now. We're going to keep moving. Or, no, yeah, keep moving. I've made it to the trees. I sat down against a large tree. Now what if we just kept running and running and running and running? We'd get pretty tired, 1. 2, at some point we're gonna find some sort of road. We don't have to stay in the confines of this area. At least I don't think so. But yeah, let's get to it. He's hunting us like an animal. We're going to enjoy ourselves though, to the fullest. Let's keep going, because he has big feet. Pretty sure he has long legs. He walks faster than us. One of the trees stood out amongst the rest. It's a lot bigger. If I could get to the top, maybe I could find a way out of here. So as you can see here, the choice to climb is not here. You would have to do it in actions. So let's climb. I grabbed a hold of a sturdier looking branch and began to climb the tallest tree. After some progress, my limbs began to ache from the effort. I kept moving, trying not to look down. I finally saw light. I moved a bit higher and saw the tops of the trees around me. It might have been beautiful if I was in a different situation. Yeah, like maybe this is our honeymoon and we go to his cabin in the woods and we just, you know, camp like an old married couple. I took a deep breath and looked around for any kind of road or something that could help me. I spotted the meadow I had been released in and something dark, something man-made. I squinted. It was definitely a cabin. I took note of the sun's position and where the cabin was. It looks like I can get to it from that meadow. A gust of wind shook the top of the tree as I clung to the branches. It's pretty cold and dangerous up here. I'd better go back down. Oh my gosh, if we could just stay in the tree, That'd be amazing. Like on some Hunger Games. I carefully climbed back down the tree to safety. I pulled out the crumpled paper and pencil. Why he gave us that? I don't know. He wants us to make a map? We're being hunted like an animal. Animals don't make themselves maps. I need to remember where it was. I did my best to sketch something. Location drawn. This would probably be better if I draw some other locations too. I put it away. It'll have to do for now. Pretty decent looking map. I mean, we got a tree and mountains. We are in the best situation ever. What time is it? 50. Okay. Let's stay here till it gets like dark. I shivered violently. It felt like the cold was going right through my entire body. Is it? Okay, obviously it's not dark yet. CG hasn't changed. Stayed under the giant trees. A cold wind rushed through the trees. I tried to shield myself from the bite. The pain in my limbs and face felt like tiny knives. Come on, get dark! I stayed under the giant trees. Yeah, we're getting a little cold there. It's pretty low. Should I do it now? Because, you know, you have to pick the literally the right time to start making fires and whatnot. So, I'll do it now. I searched around for some small dry bits to start my fire with. Luckily, there seemed to be plenty to work with. I gathered some wood and started to work with the flint. As the spark caught the tinder, I felt a sigh of relief. The warmth from the flickering light reached my hands and filled me with comfort. Now we just chill. I relaxed by the fire. Yeah. We have to do this a lot in order to pass time, because there's not much to do. Now it is that time. Let's see if we are tired enough to go to sleep. I get so scared when that happens. I gasped as I woke up. Don't talk to me unless I've had my coffee. Bro. I looked around. Oh, right. I can't. Oh my gosh. Meme Lord mode is too funny. Because besides like the different CGs, you also get stupid stuff like that. Alright. Let's stay here just one more time. We're chilling. I don't think our temperature goes above this. But yeah, let's put the fire out. We are done with that. Because, yeah, that doesn't go up any higher. Alright, let's get out of here. I began walking into the thicker brush. It wasn't even that loud of a sound. Oh. Something. I was hanging upside down. I took a moment to calm myself down. I can't afford to keep making noise. After a few deep breaths, I look up at the trap. My ankle was in a tight snare. The wire shone with a sinister glint. Why do I feel like... I suspected that it would be cutting into my flesh if it weren't for the boots I was wearing. I was beginning to lose feeling in my foot. Damn, we really can't do anything else. Oh yes, we have a knife, I forgot. I was only looking at the flint thingy. I remember the small knife I was given. If I can just get up to it. I grasped my clothing and grunted, trying to get my hands to my feet. I was shaking and straining. Once I managed to get close, I held on tightly with one hand while fumbling for my knife. Once I had it, I frantically tried to cut at the wire holding my leg. I kept sweating and sawing. Something in me refused to check my progress. Oh wait, if the rope was shiny, that means it's probably not breakable. With a pretty boring knife. My energy ran out before my denial could. I fell back away from my foot with a pained yelp. The force made the snare even tighter and pulled the knife out of my grip. Lovely. I looked at my knife on the ground. The edge was completely ruined. I don't think it was a good knife anyway. I didn't damage the snare at all. I groaned in defeat. I was exhausted. Blood was rushing to my head and it was getting harder to think. I don't know what to do. I dangled there floating in and out of consciousness, unaware of how much time was passing. I know how much time, like 3 hours. I realized that the thumping of blood in my ears was accompanied by other thumps, growing louder. I wriggled in place trying to turn around. I could hear the crunch of the forest floor under his feet. Hello! It's always nice to see you, you know? Most of you is covered by the words, but hey. Then thick hands grasped my waist and turned me around. I couldn't stop a whimper from escaping my throat. I didn't really think this one was gonna work. Well, it's a trap. All traps work. Well, unless you're a smart person and you actually look for them instead of just walking into the woods. I followed his gaze to the wire. He must be talking about the snare. What else would he be talking about? He casually pulled out a small knife with a white handle. Why we had to describe the handle, I don't know. Yeah, I wriggled in vain, completely unable to get any distance from him. Had he been waiting long for me? Yes, 3 hours to be exact. Hello? Answer him. Stay quiet, try to stall him, try to distract him. Because we all know what that means. Come on, no one is that stupid. I might have to skip most of the scene, but I will try to keep as much of it as possible. Because we don't know what's about to happen. Come on. Let's try to distract him. Hey, wait. Look. Don't kill me. He seemed mildly amused. Like he'd humor me, but only for a second. I gulped and bent my neck and back. We have enough strength for that? Pushing my face closer to his lower body. On some Spider-Man. Some Spider-Man 1. The first Spider-Man. I hoped that was enough to demonstrate what I was offering. Wink, wink. Oh my gosh, I'm just the worst. No shame on this part, though. None. I was straining from the effort, but his expression didn't change. Yo, he's so mean. I felt my cheeks burning in humiliation and hoped that my face was already red. From being hung upside down. Yeah, probably. He casually hooked a thumb into his waistband. We're getting there, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting there. I looked back up and saw the flash of his teeth. Okay, there's nothing here. Yeah, he understood, but he was playing with us. He's quirky, he's different. Suddenly, he stepped forward, obscuring my view of his face and pressing his bulging pants against me. I jolted in surprise. How long has he been hard? Alright. Let's see what you can do. Yeah, this is definitely being censored. I'm so sorry, everybody. Oh boy. Oh, I get so uncomfortable reading this. This is for those who want to see his face upside down, I guess. I don't know. But most of this is getting censored. As he unzipped his pants and exposed himself, I worried that I made a terrible mistake. Okay. It's just as thick and big as the rest of him. Of course. Yeah, of course. Above, I felt him grip my free leg. I'm in no position to back out now. Yeah, you offered. Ma'am. I opened my mouth and leaned forward to get my lips around him. I tried to ignore the musky what did I expect? He lives in the fucking woods. Like, I tried to ignore the musky scent and the pressure of too much blood in my head. This is probably very uncomfortable. I could just imagine. I focused on survival for a moment until the flesh in my mouth twitched and he moaned gruffly above me. My wandering thoughts were brought harshly back as a large hand gripped the back of my head. My split second of protest was pushed back down my throat. I tried to shake my head to indicate I wasn't ready. He doesn't care. We're about to die anyways. His only reply was to grip my head tighter to keep it still as he pushed further. My jaw strained around him as I began to panic, as I felt the round head push against the back of my mouth. I can't take anymore. We might as well just die. I tried to kick, but it just caused the snare to dig into my ankle. Damn! So long, boot. He pushed harder, forcing my throat open painfully. I was physically incapable of getting any sound out, so my only reaction was awkward, panicked twitching. What did you expect? Dang! The pressure from inside my throat closed my airway. I heard him groan in pleasure as I twitched. He began slow and shallow thrusting, keeping himself lodged deep. Damn! Yeah, I could read. I could hardly even gag with the pressure. His slow movement indicated he was savoring the sensation as my lungs began to burn. I kept trying to suck in a breath of air in vain, and from the sounds he was making, he was enjoying that too. Lovely. I can't die like this. Sorry, hun. I'm so sorry I had to do this to you. I tried to shake my head free again, but I was weakening. The hiss of rustling leaves around me began to sound hollow. Just as my vision began to darken, he pulled himself out of my throat. I immediately gagged and started coughing. I wheezed and gulped in air. I dizzily tried to collect myself as spit ran down my face. I couldn't focus anymore. I could only flinch and make a scratchy whimper as he rubbed... as he rubbed his entire length on my face, coating it in more spit. The coppery taste of my tongue told me I must be bleeding too, but my entire head was in pain, so I couldn't tell where. Your entire head. It's everywhere, bro. Come on. Then he shifted and pressed the blunt tip against my lips again. I tried to object, but my voice was completely broken. Yeah, that throat box is gone. Whoa. I'm surprised the scene is still going. Like, he's not the type. This time he shoved himself in fully. I jerked from the pain in my throat. You're a funny one. The air gave me the strength to try and push him away. My struggle seemed to excite him. Lovely. We love that. As he moved again, his rhythm was jerky and random. He's gotta be a virgin. I'm kidding. He's not. He just probably hasn't had any in such a long time. I'm glad I was able to break that little cycle. I clawed desperately at his legs. I felt his fingertips dig into my scalp as he slammed my face into himself. Wow. aggressive. I mean, I said it in the beginning. I couldn't breathe or move. My entire face was buried in his flesh as my mouth pulsed. I could feel his shoot into my throat, well past the point of swallowing. He passed gargling too, all of it. Once he started pulling slowly out of me, gravity let the follow. I instantly started violently coughing. Spit and was forced out of my nose and throat. That's gotta hurt. That's like burping after you drink soda and like your nose. No. I could feel tears as well from the pressure and humiliation of all of it. You offered it. CG's gone. We're back. So no, I'm not gonna skip the scene. Y'all enjoy that to the fullest. As everything dripped from my face, I watched him adjust himself and pull up his pants. Damn, they were all the way down. That's another sign that he hasn't had any in a long time. I felt a tiny rush of hope. Are you gonna let me go? No. He's like, what? His laughter made my blood run cold. No, I never did agree to that. You just... Because I never said it. I saw the flash of his knife. Yeah, we're done. He easily pushed my coat down to my face, exposing my waist. What? The cold air of my skin sent a violent shiver through my body. I writhed as he moved the blade to my skin. Try and hold still. I cried out as I felt the blade sink into my belly. Yikes. My cry became a blood-curdling scream as he dragged it down towards my ribs. Oh wait. Would this be like considered... That's it. I'll need it for like 2 seconds. I convulsed. The pain and blood pounding in my head were making me dizzy. Hot blood was running up my body and over my face. I could feel his large hands. Of course. Of course. Why not? Why not get up in there? Make it be known that you do this for a living. I could feel his large hand slip into the hole in my torso. The sensation muted me. He was pulling things out of me. I could feel the weight of my organs shift to the outside of my body. Between the blood pouring over my face and pooling in my head, I felt like I was drowning. I didn't have the strength to writhe anymore. He worked quietly. Did he? How are we still 50 health? We have to be like very dead. All I could hear was the wet, constant dripping of my blood on the leaves below. The pain began to subside. Soon, all I could feel was dizziness and cold. Then, nothing at all. You dead with no A. You just dead. You were caught and cleaned. Because yeah, we're a deer. We made it. I fixed whatever I did wrong. So yeah, we're here. I shivered violently. It felt like the cold was going right through my entire body. After struggling through the thickest part of the bush, I came to a clearing. Not a clearing. Some kind of pond or swamp. Or a river. It seemed strange that the water wasn't frozen in the cold. I looked back towards the trees before taking out my map. I better mark this place down. I put away my map and look out at the still water. Now that we're finally here, we are supposed to gobble gobble. Wait. Oh wait, I didn't. Because when I last recorded this, something crazy happened, but it wasn't too crazy, so. But yes, we will eat these very delicious berries. The berries were horribly bitter. I couldn't manage any more than a handful. A few moments after eating them, I began to feel uneasy. I don't like this music. I felt a strange pressure on my head. I shook my head, trying to get it to stop. Bright blue shapes exploded into my vision. I fell backwards. Fuck. I couldn't get up. The entire universe seemed to be swirling around me like I was in a snow globe. I tried to gently lie down as the pain started. My stomach, all my guts were on fire. I was barely aware of myself anymore as I writhed and moaned on the ground. My heart was fluttering. The water. I sunk my fingers into the cold, damp earth. I pulled my body forward over the rocks and rotting leaves. Trees, roots, leaves, dirt, pines, spinning. The air moved and breathed with me. Heavy, pulsing. The water. The water is still. Yes. Touch it. I touched the surface of the dark mirror. Oh! This is when it gets scary. This... Okay, sorry. I thought I saw something. I clawed at the ground and dragged my body to it, shaking, grasping. I plunged my hands into the bog. I pulled myself forward. Now we're in this mucky-ass water. I slipped under the surface silently, the water closing around me. The buzzing, pulsing pain faded from my body. Gravity and light disappeared. How did gravity disappear? Water, cool and soothing, flowed to me. It felt held. You're here early. I am. Where'd you go? That cold voice. Have you been lonely? I made no answer. We're underwater. How are we supposed to talk? I couldn't. Oh, so you know. I understand. I've been lonely too. And so empty. Don't worry. You can stay here. You will stay in the water. Do I look cool like you? You died. The water is still. That took me like, I don't know how fucking long. Yes, that was Mason's route. If you guys enjoyed that, please leave a like, comment. What you guys would like to see next? I'm probably, if I don't see any explicit requests, going to do like Celia and Derek, because come on now, I'm gonna do Mason and not do Celia and Derek. No. And then maybe as like a bonus, I'll redo the DLC but in meme lord mode, because I think it looks so funny. So with that in mind, I'll see you all next time.